Yo, what's up, everybody? It is episode 20 of the fAnaticZ podcast. I'm Damien.
I'm Frank. We made it.
Dylan barely made it also.
Hey, we're episode 20. Gotta expect some ups and downs and bumps in the road, but we're still here and we're still kicking.
Hey,
Um,
we got that 38 following, so
yeah, we're going up. We're up. We're 12 away from the goal. Please subscribe if you like the content. You really help us out. We really appreciate that. But um, Dbacks. Well, let's start with the first but least, the D-backs. How you guys feeling about the D-backs?
I mean, I was super disappointed when I heard Christian Walker was leaving us for the Astros, but once I found out we were getting Josh Naylor, it kind of curbed my disappointment a little bit.
I definitely think it's an upgrade offensively, but we definitely still missing that defensive side on first base for sure. But nonetheless, I think he's going to be better in clutch situations, in my opinion. So
But yeah, you definitely hit it right there, Dylan. I mean, you lose the aspect that Walker brought on defense, but honestly, I think we get better production offensively, and we didn't have to go full in on the 60 mil.
yeah, I think he hit just shy over 100 RBIs too last season, but he was at his peak last season. So and this season's on a contract year. We only have him for 1 year. So
I really dislike these type of deals. I like the player that we got, and I like what we gave up for him. You know what I mean? So I like that aspect of it, but I hate the fact that we're not locking guys up for like the long
Right.
haul, trying to build something.
I was gonna say, you got guys, all in all, the pieces look really good, but collectively, like if you let guys leave piece by piece, it all falls apart.
Yeah, I just hope that the guys we have now can bring us back to a level to where we can still compete for the playoffs. I don't want us to lose Seawall and start regressing back to like a normal team. I know we still have a lot of
Right.
talent, but yeah, I don't want this to be the beginning of the end.
I was gonna say I did hear the Diamondbacks are going in on Kirby Yates, so that would definitely be an upgrade for our bullpen, which we do need.
closer? Question mark.
Yup.
Yeah, they're also in on the Japanese pitcher from Japan. Obviously, he's Japanese, so that'll be good for us as well.
See, that would be a huge get, but I feel like that would be just. I feel like he's gonna go to a bigger market.
Yeah,
I could see that, but at the end of the day, but
I don't really foresee us signing him either. I feel like he's gonna get like high money that we're not gonna afford.
Either
yeah,
way, we definitely need to do something to shore up our bullpen and at least get like a fifth in starter or at least somebody on the back burner just in case our any of our starters say Monty, Fat, freaking Kelly get shelled, or we have somebody that can come in and fill in.
100%. We definitely need more pitchers, regardless of where they come from.
100%. Like where we lost a lot of games was in you had your middle, and then at the end we just lost so many games because we had nobody that could lock it down consistently.
You know what's really disappointing though? Friggin' Paul Goldschmidt going to the Yankees.
And here's the crazy part: he took less from the Yankees than what everybody else was offering, even us.
I
I can't
know.
blame Goldie though. He wants to win.
I feel
He
like this
couldn't.
is
He
his
didn't have
best
a chance
shot.
to win with us. Yeah, this is his best shot to win. He didn't have a shot with us at all during any of his tenure here. He really didn't have a shot with St. Louis either because they weren't really the St. Louis they were of past when he went there.
I was gonna say, ironically, like the St. Louis, the Cardinals organization started losing that, luster the minute, a year or two after he got there, and everything that they built kind of just fell apart, and you're just seeing guys like Goldie and Arenado just like, okay, what do we do next? And he's on the trading block too.
I think we're content with Suarez. I don't see us going after Arenado.
Oh, 100%. I'm just saying, like, in terms of, you had the Cardinals, for the last 10 plus years, and then they're kind of like disappearing a little bit, these last couple.
Yeah, it's
If
just
Suarez,
unfortunate for Goldie.
if Suarez stayed on that slump where he was just fucking barely batting 100 before he just took off and went to like plus 400 or whatever, and like home runs after home runs, then maybe I can see us probably going after Arenado. But nah, I'm hoping he carries that over to this year though. And
I was going to
he's
say,
still a great defender at third base too. We're just like I said earlier, we're just missing that first base corner at first base at defense now. So
I love Suarez. He's definitely a good power bat to have at third base. He's honestly not that bad of a glove either.
No,
yeah,
not bad.
from wanting Suarez gone to apologizing last season, a lot of D-back fans.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I remember even, us on a couple of the episodes, you're like, all right, well, where's, the Suarez power that. And then we kind of alluded to the fact while he was with Seattle a couple times, he kind of had the cold streak, and then all of a sudden he just blew up. And same thing
Right.
like last year.
Right, and that was like the same with Corbin Carroll too. A lot of guys started being up at the right time, but we just had to sit and watch. So hopefully that carries over to start the season.
And not only that, but like hopefully we get pitching that can actually support our bats.
Yeah. Here's the question though: would Naylor be our DH?
Yeah, I feel like
No.
he's somebody that we could use at DH, but I feel like he wouldn't be primary.
So who would be our DH regardless? Maybe Cattell or because Cattell's a great power bat. So I don't know. Maybe we might not be done adding with batters. Who
I
knows?
feel like we're gonna add a couple more pieces, if not like fully, giving somebody a multi-year contract. We're gonna at least, Hazen's gonna use some prospects.
Well, we still got Drew Jones down there that we drafted in the first round, but last I heard that he's nowhere close to being ready.
Right.
He still has his struggles at the plate, and surprisingly, he's not as advertised in out in center field. He's been having struggles out there too.
And the thing about baseball is there's just so many guys that you'll see somebody hit that hot streak the minute they hit the minors and they're up in no time. Then you have guys that it'll take them, 3, 4, 5+ years to make the majors. And you don't really see that a whole lot in other sports. And it's really, really interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. But baseball is such a streaky sport in general. A guy can start going crazy for a whole month, and then next month be dog shit. So
Right.
um, we experienced that a lot with the Diamondbacks pitchers this year, honestly. So and the hitters, we were hitting fucking historic home runs that didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah,
So
that's what you do when your pitching is, has a worse ERA than the White Sox.
yeah, that's just nuts, man. It makes me sick.
But
Hey, but at least they're trying. They're staying aggressive. They didn't just give up and get no one or some random. They at least got Naylor. I'm
I
sure
was
they're
gonna say
not bad.
our lineup is still super potent. Like even if we're done right now as it sits, we have a lot of guys that can win us games. We just have to shore up our pitching and we alluded to, I don't think Hazen's done yet. So it's going to be interesting to see these next couple of months headed into spring baseball.
Good old spring baseball. I feel like baseball's never ending. Never ending baseball seasons, dude. Just goes on and
It doesn't end because there's always like some kind of fall, summer, winter league or something going on.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope we got to get it together, man. We can't just suck. We can't just go back to sucking. We can't just get comfortable making the playoffs and you know Well, not making the playoffs because we didn't make it last year.
I was gonna say that, and we know as Diamondbacks fans, the playoffs are, and since our existence, we've been few and far between. We've been lucky to get maybe once every other year a playoff appearance.
Yeah, that's why it sucks going straight from the World Series to straight out of the playoffs. It kind of doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. We gotta correct it so we don't end up being like, oh, that fluke that they had that one World Series year. That can't be the case. We gotta
Right.
capitalize and get more teams to the postseason.
It's crazy because you think about it. A couple of years ago, Cardinals had an electric roster, made the playoffs, got thumped by the Super Bowl, the eventual champs. They've been struggling ever since. Diamondbacks make the World Series, missed the playoffs. And then, of course, with the Suns, we know they made the finals, and then they blew everything up, and we've been trying to get back since. So it just seems to be an unfortunate theme with our squads.
Life of Arizona sports.
If there's a fan base that's a glutton for punishment, we're probably one of the highest up there.
Right.
Yeah, you can just couple all the Arizona sports together with that one.
Oh, 100%.
And they
Just
all
like
do the same exact thing. It's like clockwork.
And just like we were talking to with the Diamondbacks, with the Suns, our next topic, we have no idea on any given day which team or what energy is going to show up. You got the group that can win every single game, look complete, and then you got the same team that's getting run out of the building by 20 plus points. There's no consistency.
Yeah, it's weird. That coach does it much more.
When one of the
What?
Yeah, there's no consistency when one of your three big three is injured.
Oh, 100%.
Now we got Devin Booker out hurt.
One goes down, another one goes down.
Yeah, we just can never have the full three together.
But it is promising that Beal has at least looked pretty good his last 5 games. He is averaging 22 points. Hopefully he can stay healthy, but I definitely do like what I've been seeing from him the last couple games. I don't know if the trade talk has anything to do with that, but it definitely is good to see him at least, earning some of that money.
Yeah,
well, speaking of that trade talk, the Heat owner shut it down. He shut it down because it's quote on a big distraction to the team, and we are not trading Jimmy Butler. That's what the Heat owner said about the trade.
Oh yeah, we know. I mean, I know 100%. Pat Riley doesn't bend for anybody, and it's just going to be interesting, because what he said and what Jimmy came out and said. But at the end of the day, I looked at it this way: if we can get the guys that we have now healthy and playing as a unit, I think we'll be fine. But that's the biggest question. Theoretically, our roster, we don't need Jimmy buckets.
We don't.
But
We don't need them.
But we've had instances where on any given time, one of the big three disappears. Or better yet, we get where the big three show up and then nobody else on the benches or elsewhere is producing anything. So we still
Jimmy Butler doesn't fix but Jimmy Butler doesn't fix that problem. He doesn't. He played fucking 11 more games than Bradley Beal last year, and he missed the whole first round of the postseason.
In my opinion, you know what fixes the whole thing completely? Injuries and fixing the turnovers. If we can fix the turnovers, I forget the game. It was one of the games before Christmas. I forgot who the opponent was. We had like 16 turnovers or something like that. You guys remember that game? It was like maybe 2-3 games ago. Just ridiculous.
It was probably one of those games that we were actually penciled in to win, but the stupid mistakes.
Yeah, it's like you cannot win games when you give up 16 turnovers and the other team scores off their turnovers almost every single one. You don't win games like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say the minute we lose the ball, they're on a fast break and it's over.
It's like I don't know how this team can fix it because this has been going on since last year too, and it's not getting fixed. And we thought having a point guard like Tyus Jones would fix the problem, but it seems like it's not fixing the issue at all.
I think
Well,
the issue was heart and toughness because we can't be up by all these points and keep losing. We just keep losing. We keep getting into points and places and positions where we're supposed to win. We're up multiple, we're up double digits at half or double digits in the third quarter. And these third quarters I've been seeing are just crazy. We have
oh,
some of the worst third quarters. I thought it was bad last year. We're topping last year's horrible third quarters. That's
and that's
ridiculous.
insane to say
Yeah, it's nuts. We
because it's
shouldn't
just
be
like
like this.
we have 14 losses and probably 6 or 7 of those we took a lead late into the game and we blew it.
Yeah, it's just insane. Just inexcusable, man. Inexcusable basketball. I
Well,
love
and
that.
it's like I did like the game though the other night where we took care of business at home. We beat a rising Nuggets team that's finding their themselves again. That was a decent win. I loved Katie's energy. We need that going forward. We need everybody to play that every single game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it just doesn't seem to carry over for at least 10 games at minimum, you know? It just fades off and then just struggles. We can just never seem to take the throttle and go and win at least 10 games, you know?
Right.
they just don't want to do it. It's weird.
This team is, on paper, this team has, even last year with like the squad we had, like this team had the full capability of winning at least 60 games, but it's just not even coming close to happening.
Right. And again, it comes to the injuries because it's just like the best availability. The best availability is being available, and a majority. Unfortunately, a big portion of the tenure, the big three, have not been able to play together.
Yeah, and it just we're getting a semblance of who this team is, but not who they are all together. Because Bradley Bill's going to go off and get acclimated, and then Booker's going to come back and throw off that chemistry. You know what I mean? So it's like, can we really get too excited about what we're seeing right now, or is it just going to be fucked up when Booker comes back because they don't know how to create the continuity because everybody keeps getting injured? And this has happened since before we had Bill, when it was just KD. You know, we struggled to play games all together, and we got to the playoffs, and then we got smashed the next year because same reason. So this year's we do the same thing we did the last 2 years. I'm gonna throw my phone at the screen every time and break my television because it's ridiculous to watch. I hate watching these games. It breaks my heart, but I don't want to watch the Suns play anymore because I feel like we go into the lead, we go in the third quarter with a 12-point lead. I'm the whole second half. I'm sweating, and we're up by double digits. It's like Jesus Christ. Why am I nervous about blowing a 15-point lead?
Right.
You should feel comfortable when you have Kevin Durant on your team and you're up by 15 with like 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. You should not be like, damn, we might lose this game.
Well, and the thing is, what I've noticed is the only one of the big three, I mean, outside of the games that he's been injured, where, but outside, like, I think KD's really been the only one of the big three that has been completely locked in and
Yeah,
has been.
KD's playing great.
Yeah, Booker doesn't seem fully there yet. He hasn't really been Book.
No.
Like
Hopefully
we
this
haven't
long
seen
time
that.
out
We haven't
for
really
him.
seen that much games. It's honestly been Katie where like Booker just takes over the final 4 minutes of the game and just drops that 12 to 15 points and just takes it away for the Suns and gets the win. It just hasn't been there.
I know I missed that.
Well, it's just like with Beal, KD, and Book, it seems like at any given time, one of them will be like, well, I don't know if I don't want to take away a shot from one of them, so I'm gonna reserve my role instead of just playing within themselves, taking it as it goes. I think I don't know. It almost seems like in a sense sometimes that they're kind of focused on making looking out for each other as opposed to just doing what's best in the moment.
Yeah, and they're friends, and they each got aspirations and they probably got contract obligations on certain numbers. So yeah, at this point, it should be code red. Nothing matters but winning for the Suns. Everybody involved. Mike Budenholzer, he's got to drop better stuff. He's got to drop different stuff. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's to blame, but We gotta fix something, dude.
Not only that, but it's like if nothing else, like the Jimmy Butler trade obviously is definitely not looking good now. But if nothing else, we at least need to bring an athletic big into this,
Yeah, for
this
sure.
Yeah. Patrick Beverly. Yeah.
No thanks. Thanks for the consideration, Pat.
Oh my
We,
god,
we don't want you.
Pat is
We don't
like
want you here, bud.
this Gen's Raja Bell.
He's big in his head though.
Don't insult Roger Bell like that. No, I'm just kidding. Pat Bev deserves some respect. I won't keep track of Pat Bev, but I don't want him to be on the Suns after what he said about Chris Paul. He can go somewhere else.
See, that's another thing. It's just like you really think after doing all that, the team's gonna want to bring you in, especially with that history.
And it's a proven fact though that every team that Patrick Beverly's on, they make the playoffs. And we don't even know yet because we're uncertain. So
Listen,
I'm
man, we should never got that team with DeAndre Ayton was the team to build around him too. Sorry. I know that people hate that, but DeAndre Ayton is better than Yusuf Nurkic at basketball in every single category.
I don't. I
Even
mean,
different.
at this point, we should have kept Aiden, like, because at the end of the day, it's funny to think. Actually, it's not funny to think. It's frustrating because Nurk, as much as he does have really big games, he doesn't fit our system. And then you're seeing Aiden still put up decent numbers in Portland, but yet they're going nowhere, and he's just sitting there.
Right. I mean, I wish he cared more. No, I'm not gonna lie. It's not like Aiton was perfect or anything. He definitely had his fair share of problems. But during that finals run and the year before that, he was actually pretty damn good. And he wasn't a problem. Nobody hated him. It's just when him and Monty Williams started going at it, he started pouting and stopped being as we don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but he obviously wasn't happy. So I just feel like, the weed was too good in Phoenix for DeAndre and he was on so much of that bomba clock. Maybe if he had a better friend group around him telling him to smoke less weed and hit the gym more, we would have had something special with him. Well, with our team at least. Because I just feel like the team is so much better when we have a defensive anchor and we don't have to worry about people just blowing past there and just the basket's wide open down there. We don't have any. Plumlee is in the game way more than he should be as a backup center at this juncture in his career. So
Right.
that's how I feel about it.
Like depending on what they're looking like later on the lines, closer to the trade deadline, I would not mind if Ish wanted to look at bringing a guy like, oh, I don't know, the Tsunami Poppy back.
I would love to have Kelly Oubre back in the Valley, dude. I always say Kelly Oubre, and everybody's always like, Kelly Oubre. It's like, yeah, Kelly Oubre, he can get rebounds, he hustles, he can pop threes, he's athletic, he's a hustle
where the fuck is
player.
he even at now?
I
He's
think he was in Philadelphia.
Philly.
Last I heard was he in Charlotte at one point.
I don't
Yeah, but
know,
he's
but
right now.
yeah, he's in
Yeah, I
Philadelphia
haven't
with
kept
Paul
track on
George
him.
and Joel Embiid and Jared McCain. Jared McCain and Kelly Oubre hanging out. I can totally see that.
Oh yeah, 100%. But it's just like, and back to Kelly. I feel like he was one of the unsung heroes of starting the Valley movement that he never
For
got full
sure.
credit.
He was like the full credit of the Valley Boys should go to him because he was the first person doing it and saying it. So
He was the OG Valley boy.
yeah, he really was. You know, Oubre is a dope player, man. I really like Kelly Oubre. So I'm looking at the odds right now on FanDuel. Just switch it up a little bit. The Suns are the favorite against the Mavs tonight. Luka Doncic, of course, is injured for the foreseeable future, so they won't have Luka tonight when we face off against them. I'm going to start with my thoughts on this matchup. This is what I want to happen. I want Kevin Durant to smash these fools. Smash Kyrie Irving, your former friend, and the Dallas Mavericks, a rival of ours. We're at home tonight. I was going to go to this game, but I decided Christmas wiped me out too bad. No more fun time until I actually perform at the game. So yeah, I think we're gonna smash. I hope we smash. If we don't win this game, and we're not looking good, man.
I was gonna say, just to tail off of what you said, we need this game because they don't have Luka, and we are notorious when a team does not have their main guy.
Max.
We let some random, like when it happened when Brunson was still there. When Luka's out, somebody steps up. So we need to make sure that doesn't happen, and we need to take care of business.
How do you feel about it, Dylan?
I mean, I give it. It's more. I mean, I feel like it's even ground. No Book for us. No Doncic for Mavs. I mean, 50-50, honestly. One less
I guess
person that
that's
hates the
true.
Suns against us. You know.
I guess that's true because Kyrie Irving is looking like Kyrie Irving. He put up like 29 points in their last game, went absolutely haywire. So,
Oh, he's still a baller.
yeah, he won't be suppressed because Luka Doncic, man. Let's face it, if you play next to that guy, and you're gonna have to accept that you're gonna be 40 to 50% of what you can be because he needs the ball 97% of the time being on the court. So.
Right, and just what I alluded to earlier, that's why you saw Brunson go to New York.
For sure, and Kristaps Porzingis go to Boston because Kristaps Porzingis wasn't ashamed to say that he left because he didn't want to play with Luka Doncic. They later on became a little bit cooler than they were when he was in Dallas. But he was like, "Yeah, we both wanted the same thing, and we both weren't budging."
Oh no, I definitely love Kristaps because he always speaks his mind.
For sure, and even though I was feeling what he was saying, he was wrong in that situation. You got to let Luka Doncic get the ball, brother. He's better than you at basketball.
Well,
but
especially when you're mainly a post player too.
yeah, but at the same time, he was smart to go get his own team because then he ended up winning the chip.
I was gonna say he's
like,
starting in Boston.
Yeah, he's going to be there for a minute, and he's a really really good piece for that. He fits so perfect in Boston. It's ridiculous how good he fits. We need to steal Kristaps Porzingis. That's what we need. We need ourselves a Kristaps.
Yeah, I know.
Well, like
We
I
can
said,
do it all.
just like with Hazen, I don't think Ish is done making moves until we win a ring, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing at the same time.
I think Ish has been more Jerry Jones this year than anything, which is crazy. But you know what? I can't backtrack how excited I was when he was making these moves. I wasn't. I was scared for the Kevin Durant move. I ain't gonna lie. We're giving them so much.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm like, all right, it's KD, and that's turning out. I'm warming up to that now. It's like, okay, could we have really won a championship with Mikal Bridges and them going forward? Probably. I think we probably could. But we got KD, and KD is a legend, so I'm okay with that.
See, my biggest thing is I feel like we should have ran KD, Paul, and Book one more year.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been a good idea.
Too. Paul's always hurt though too. It'd just be between the mixture of the big three, anyways.
That's true, and it would be more frustrating with Chris Paul than Bill because Chris Paul's not going to give you those 27-point games. He's just not going to.
And it's always when it matters most.
Yeah, Chris Paul might give you the daggers later in the game, though. And Chris Paul, the thing about Chris Paul, though, is there's no way in hell he would allow these third quarter collapses to continue to happen.
Oh, hell no.
There's something that he could do or say. That's the thing about Chris Paul that's invaluable is he has the ability to change streaks and to change the team's habits. You know what I mean? He's like a coach on the court. So.
Well, when healthy, we've seen him take over. You know that little sweet mid jumper that he does on that little.
It's perfect. That little elbow.
His little sweet spot. Like he'll just keep shooting him and shooting him and shooting him, and it's like, and next thing you know, we're in the lead, man. But that's when healthy though. You feel me?
Yeah, but still, man.
We would talk about oh, he's not doing shit. Only 4 points. What the fuck? Next thing you know, after the fourth quarter, he ends with 20 points.
Right.
So.
I was gonna say he had that ability just like Steve Nash did back in the game where he wouldn't score a lot usually, but when he needed to and he was locked in, you were in trouble.
Yep. It's like, hey, okay, tonight I'm just gonna be point guard and get 12 assists. Or tonight I'm gonna bust your ass from the three, I'm gonna bust your ass from middies. I'm finna do little crazy circus layups. It's over for y'all.
All right, yeah.
And that's why they call him the point guard.
Yeah. Hey, Chris Paul is nasty. He's old. You gotta remember, he's old, man. But he's over there working his magic in San Antonio. Look at how much better they've become since he's gotten over there. They're taking every team to overtime. They're
Dude,
beating good teams.
He's making Wemby look like freaking David Robinson.
I feel
What
like Chris
CP3
Paul's never
does.
going to win a chip as a player, but he will immediately win a chip as a coach.
Oh, 100%. And I hope it's here.
That'd be crazy. I don't think he's going back here.
Nah, I think his time here was officially done.
Hey, if he wins the chip with the Clippers as the coach, he might be the GOAT.
I don't think he's leaving San Antonio, period.
You don't think he's leaving San Antonio?
No, he's gonna finish there.
Why not, right? And start in the best place to coach.
San Antonio's on track to be a low seed playoff team.
Right, and then you can Tim Duncan's gonna take over for Pop. So you can be Tim Duncan's assistant for a while, get your stripes.
He could be tied to that organization on Duncan. Who knows? I mean,
yeah, I mean Duncan's already he's already like there, you know, being the assistant coach and going to games and having that wild hairstyle that he has. It's funny to see Tim Duncan like be himself and be creative and weird.
It's good to see him on the sidelines though.
Yeah. 100%.
Like he was always one of those guys that even if you were a rival, you always had respect for him because he just did everything.
I hated every person on the Spurs except for Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
I didn't like him either. I just had a neutral respect. Like I respect this dude. I don't hate him though. I just can't hate him.
For San Antonio, he was the guy that when there was a player thought that needed to be made or a rebound, he was that guy.
He was really one of the superstars that was like the first Nikola Jokic, you know? He doesn't care about the spotlight, doesn't really say much, and just plays basketball and does his little home life that you really don't know much about.
And has a huge, great IQ and amazing pass ability too.
For sure. Maybe more personality than game wise, because obviously Jokic is Jokic, but Timmy D was freaking Timmy D too, man. Let's not get it twisted. The only reason why we didn't beat that behemoth was referee gambling, but that's neither here nor there.
The reason why the Suns didn't win a title with Nash was the whole Robert Horry into the freaking announce table thing.
It was I think it was Bruce Bowen.
Was that the guy that pushed Nash?
I think it was Bruce Bowen.
I thought it was Robert Horry.
That was like right when I was like starting to get into basketball, honestly.
Hey Siri, who pushed Steve Nash into the scores table and broke his nose? It was Tony Parker. We're both wrong.
Tony Parker, that little bitch.
You French asshole.
Oui.
Just kidding. I love the French. The French have had it rough this year. Everybody's going so hard on them.
Tony Parker's like the last person you expect to do anything like that too.
Yeah, but if you really know about Tony Parker, it's right on character for his slimy ass. He's a dirty player. Just kidding. He's not a dirty player. I hate the Spurs. Remember, I said that I hated the Spurs. I hated every one of them, except for Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili. I couldn't hate Manu Ginobili. He was just too good, and he looked too much like an old man, and it kind of threw me off. It's like, man, this old-looking dude is just so fucking good at basketball. Like, he just looks so weird, but he looks so like unique. The way he played was so unique. Nobody could do the stuff Manu was doing, man. He was doing some crazy turn around, spin around. Him and Tony Parker, honestly, they were on the same weird little circus magic. They could make these weird, like crazy circus shots. Then let's be real. Those Spurs teams were freaking really good teams.
Back then, yeah.
Yeah, back then. Now the Spurs is ass, and it's great to see. But
I mean, if you get those right piece or two around Wemby, I feel like they can take off. So.
Oh, I like what they're building. They already got a couple nice pieces. There's this guy named Stephon Castle Be ready for this kid. He's gonna take over the NBA, dude. He's nasty. But they got Castle, they got Vassell, they got Wemby. They got a little deep roster, man. Keldon Johnson. They're not bad. They got potential, man. If they, like you said, they need some more guys, couple more guys, and they're there. They got it. The West is scary, man.
But I was gonna say, if we keep it together, we can, we get everybody healthy. We can play the way we know we can play and hold those third quarter leads. I think we can still finish, top 4 or 5 in the West.
I'm buying the dip, bro. I'm placing futures for the Suns to win the championship. Actually, I already have one future for the Suns to win the championship. It's Suns to win the championship and Kansas City to win the Super Bowl.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I like the part, but everything else after that, I'm just like,
Hey, man, I'm just trying to play to the script's advantage. I think he's going to win the Super Bowl, man. Hey, you guys, if you bet responsibly.
Somebody's going to knock Kansas City off. But
no. And if it is somebody, I hope and pray that it's Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
It's going to be
yes.
What?
It's not going to be us.
What?
I don't. Were you saying what to me or Frank? Sorry,
yes.
I was saying it's not going to be us that's going to stop them. We're just going to be sitting home from the playoffs. So
we already knew that, but before the season was, I didn't think we were going to go to the Super Bowl this year. Our defense is good, and they were coming up, but they aren't good enough to win 3-4 straight games against playoff teams, man.
Oh no, I wasn't expecting. I mean, like if we ran into Detroit in the playoffs, done. If we ran into Minnesota, done. Like
Green Bay, we would have to run into one of those teams eventually, right? Before
but Green Bay, 50-50. I feel like we can get him at.
We can beat Minnesota too. We almost the only reason we lost.
No,
the only reason we lost to Minnesota by 1 point, bro.
We had that,
and they got lucky because we missed 2 field goals in that game. We should have beat Minnesota by 3 or 6 points. We tried. Ryland screwed us. That right there. See, that's the narrative. Because if we win that game, nobody would be saying Minnesota would be a 50-50 just like Green Bay. But since we lost that game by 1 point because Chad Ryland and the defense, everything's different. And because
playoffs is a whole different breed, though. Playoffs is a whole different breed. And the squad the playoff experience we have compared to a lot of other teams, we just don't have it.
But it would still be a 50-50 against many because Darnold's never played a playoff game in his life. And he's not been looking super good in his last couple games. So I would like our chances. That Minnesota defense would be tough. That's for sure.
Again, speaking, if most people, at the start of the year, maybe had us winning 7 games at the most, like total. So I feel like we're kind of in the range where we were supposed to be ish, maybe won a game or 2 more.
Yeah. We haven't even hit our over under yet.
No, we got 1 more game. We got to win.
We got one more game. So that's crazy. But we have the Rams. I don't think we're gonna win against the Rams. They're too hungry. We have nothing to play for. Who's our last opponent after the Rams? Does anybody know?
49ers.
Oh, the Niners are basically out too. So that's a 50-50 toss-up. So we don't even know if we can hit our over under 8 yet.
I think we're not going to lose. Kyler Murray's not going to lose 2 more of these games. He can't afford to career-wise. So he's got to win one.
I think he will lose these 2 games. I 100% think he will lose these 2 games.
I think he goes 1-1 when we fit.
I think we go 1-1.
I'm a firm believer. We are not going to win out the rest of the season. There's no point. Connor barely was able to play this week, dude. Like, what's the only accomplishing thing that's going to happen for us? Trey McBride finally catches the ball in the red zone? That's the only thing left we have to accomplish this season.
That's what's going to happen for sure. And he's already set the record for most catches without a touchdown, so there's no reason for him to even score a touchdown. But I mean, give the man a touchdown. You don't want to go into the offseason with 0.
No, you saw honestly after the Panthers game, he was livid.
Petson should have got him a touchdown. I don't know why we're throwing to Marvin Harrison so much in the red zone, dude.
Or better yet, we get the ball to Higgins in the red zone, but we can't give it to McBride.
Yeah,
What's
Higgins
the
has like 3 touchdowns.
what's the benefit of winning though? There's like 4 teams ahead of us in draft position that are also 7 and 8. What's the benefit of it? For what?
Pride.
Well, hey, listen, that might be the case for you, but you're not employed by the Arizona Cardinals, and they're not telling you, "Hey, Kyler, go out and win this game." We want to see you this or that. They might
It's
want to
his
see.
job. It's his job to say like we're gonna win the game, not foot up the gas.
Yeah,
It's been like that for the past 7 years, but it doesn't mean it's gonna happen. You know, like half the team is probably checked out right now. So
At the end
the
of the
rest
day,
is me.
yeah, last week kind of, put everybody in a down mood, but there's still a lot of guys in that locker room that want to play for these 2 wins.
yeah. I think it's just something you don't understand unless you're them. Because I'm on the same page as you. Like, there's nothing really to play for. But obviously, Kyler said that he literally said, I don't want to misquote him, but I'm gonna paraphrase what he said. He said, you guys might feel like there's nothing to play for. People are asking me if I'm gonna take my foot off of the gas, but he's like, I still have things to play for. And he said, I know that the guys in the locker room feel the same way as well. So,
And I 100% feel that because, like, essentially he's playing these next 2 games to be evaluated to see, hey,
yeah, what are we doing?
yeah.
But didn't he have an evaluation before he tore his ACL though? And then what happened? Another collapse with Cliff Kingsbury. And then who got the can? Cliff Kingsbury did. Kyler Murray was given the chance, and then we got Jonathan Gannon, Nick Rallis. So then that leads to freaking Kyler Murray or Jonathan Gannon kind of being force fed Kyler Murray. Really, next thing you know, year one. I mean,
No,
okay, but
they had the option. They
disappointing.
had the option to not sign Kyler Murray. He wasn't already signed when Jonathan Gannon took the job, was he?
I think he was on like the first year of his deal or some shit. And we have to look on that.
Yeah, because I felt like Jonathan Gannon was still saying he was like making a decision on Kyler when he was injured, you know.
Well,
And
here's the thing. Anybody that's gonna take that Cardinal job basically had to be like, hey, Kyler's your guy. Like, you in or out. So the new coaching staff weren't even given the chance to draft their guy in the draft that they wanted to work in their system. Kyler was a project of Cliff's, not JG's. You feel me?
yeah, but that point doesn't really matter when you realize where the Cardinals would have picked in the draft. We wouldn't have been able to pick a quarterback, so that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, who would they select?
That's kind of
We-
past
we-
regimes and decisions issues. We put ourselves in that decision. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think that they think it's a bad decision. I think Jonathan Gannon actually likes Kyler Murray. So,
I was gonna say there's still a lot of people in the organization that are sold on him, and
yeah.
as
So
much as he's
I don't
kind of
know. I
as
think
much
they like him. I think they want to move forward with him. So,
as much
I
as he's had a rough patch since the bye week, like he
it's
is
been
still
awful since the bye week. Let's not sugarcoat it.
he's been dog since the bye week, but he is still better than half of the league, and he doesn't even have a full roster yet. And you don't
More
even
than half of the league.
He has these collapses though. It's every year.
how
He
many
gets hot. He gets
Not,
hot
it's not every year, man.
how many
every
touch
year.
how
He
many
gets
touch
hot. We go on this winning streak. Cardinals look like one of the best teams in the league. Lose one game, like, oh, okay, like we'll shake it off. Win the next game. Cardinals lose another game. We're like, oh, what's going on? Like we go on like 3, 4, 5, win a game, and it's already a lost cause. Even under Cliff Kingsbury with Kyler. Even now, we get hot now with Jonathan Gannon. Fizzles out turnovers. He kind of looks like an MVP, and then he just fizzles out.
The thing is, though, like with the losing streak and everything, it hasn't just been, yes, besides Kyler's been playing like trash. The offensive line has had a lot of dysfunction. We've had dropped passes in the end zone, dropped
Mad
passes,
drop passes, mad
touchdown
fumbles.
ball back.
Yes. And penalties, man. So we were the least penalized team before the bye, and then in that one game we got like the one game. Ah, man, what game was it? It was the Carolina game, dude. Literally, we lost that game on penalties alone. Like, we win that game literally if we avoid half the penalties we get. Not even all of them. We avoid a third to half of those penalties, and we win those games. You know what I mean? So it's like I there's a lot that goes into it other than just it being Kyler Murray's fault. Like we lost by 1 point to the fucking Vikings. The Seahawks game is Kyler Murray's fault. The all those wins are Kyler Murray's fault. Like he came back from a deficit in that Vikings game. It's not like we were winning the game the whole time.
I feel like that game was more on Drew Petzing, but then those 2 turnovers were just dumbfounded.
Well,
Against
I put
Minnesota.
I put the season 2 as much on Kyler Murray. You're saying the collapses. It's the same thing that happened with Cliff is because the coordinator doing the same thing. If you go, wait, hold on. If you played 15, 16 games, right, and you're running the same plays and you're doing the same schemes all those games and not changing it up too much, the defenses are going to catch on, especially the good ones. And that's up to Pets. He has to make different plays. He has to introduce stuff like you see every once in a while. You'll see a team pull out something like Andy Reid. He'll pull out a play you never seen or a situation that he was just waiting for. We don't have that. You know what I mean? Like we just Kyler Murray when stuff breaks down or when things are like, we have to make a play. It's like, hey, Kyler, go out there and do it, man. You know, it's like we're not going to rely on anybody but you. We need more playmakers. The playmakers that we have, we don't have a Justin Jefferson. We don't have a Derrick Henry. I mean, James Conner is good, and he's the one playmaker outside of Kyler Murray that I can really be like, he's a game breaker. Trey McBride could be that too, but like Drew Petzing has to give him the ball 10 times a game or something. You know, you can't have games where he touches the ball 3 times. This doesn't make sense.
But yeah, no, the thing is, like, people can say, we should have not lost the Carolina games, no buts whatsoever. But the thing is, the defense allowed Bryce Young and Chuba Hubbard to have almost 200 yards rushing just between the two of them, including the Secret Service walk into the end zone in the overtime.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. 200 yards rushing by the worst rushing team in the whole NFL. Literally, number 32. It's nuts. How does that happen? Nick Rebilas and the defense were shutting people down. They weren't allowing no yards. They weren't allowing no points. But in the most important game of the season, they just said, fuck, we don't care. We're just going to let them score 36 points.
We spotted them 20 out the gate. It was 20-3. We got in a hole. And then
But Kyler can't come back from multiple scores. It's crazy. We got to overtime on his legs alone because James Conner got hit and injured. If James Conner doesn't get injured, we win that game. We're playing next week for the division. You know, that's crazy.
I look at it this way.
That's sad, actually. That hurts my heart.
It does. But definitely looking at it this way, Kyler Murray's coming back. He's going to have Monty's going to have an off season with money and a full another draft to load the cupboard. So it'll just be one of those.
And loaded picks.
Yeah.
Dylan checked out. He's done. He said, I don't care what Monty has.
I'm just, it's not you guys, it's me. I'm freaking this head shit. This pounding headache.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Yeah, it's not you guys, it's me. So.
No,
and my ears are like kind of like clogged, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm just kind of out of it.
Hey, you're good. What sports does, so it kind of.
No, man, but I'm more sold on Kyler Murray than I ever have been after this season. Actually, to be honest with you, and
yeah, as much as it's kind of you've seen the good, you've seen some of the bad, but the biggest thing that we've seen is him. He's talking more. He's more accountable. Like you see him having fun, talking with the guys. Everybody's. Yeah. You love to see that, no matter what your record is. At least they're.
For me, I think the most important thing is he's leaning in more on his teammates, and he's not. It's not all on him all the time. It mostly is, but now they're making it way better than it was in previous seasons where he had to be everything. You know, now we're relying on James Conner. We're running the damn ball. We got Trey McBride. In certain games, we're giving him the ball. Now, if we can find a balance between him, MHJ, and Michael Wilson and Connor, I think we could do this, man. Got to add maybe like a burner, like a Tyreek Hill type not maybe like an Xavier Worthy type. That's a better example.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
outside of McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr., there's nobody that's consistent in the passing game, and everybody's teeing off.
Greg Dortch is supposed to be that speedster. Man, sometimes I miss Rondell Moore.
That dude is still on the hospital bed. My leg.
I know. Yeah, he's injured. I know it's
He got
crazy.
really badly injured. I
Yeah,
forgot what the exact injury was, but it was pretty bad.
yeah, I don't think he's gonna play football anymore. But he was good when he was with us.
Mm-hmm. He never even got that full chance of scenery. So
No, he
change
really
of
didn't.
scenery. So
Well, shout out to Rondell Moore, man. Whatever you're doing,
Yeah,
you
you're
were a
healthy.
good Cardinal. Yeah, man. Shit. So I mean, we went in on that. I mean, I think we said what we needed to say about the Cards, y'all.
yeah.
Hey, this way we go from one team that doesn't have a playoff shot to our Forkham boys who have a shot at taking on Texas this Wednesday.
Texas is not that good. I put that on our Facebook group. I said it a few times already on our Arizona Sports Fanatics group on Facebook. They're not that good. Like against Georgia, they lost, and then I was looking at their schedule. Like if you look at their like scores, their past few games been very close, and it's been teams that they should be blowing out, and they're not. So, in my opinion, like they're ASU again. If you're better, plus 13.5, disrespectful as hell. They're not even gonna come. They're like Texas is not going to even come close to beating us by that much if they do win. So they're not that good.
See, the biggest thing though, their biggest thing is they're going to try to stack the box against Scatabo because they basically shut down Clemson's rushing attack to where basically it was one dimensional. But Clemson was able to move the ball on them, so I definitely think Levitt can do some good things. It's just going to be a lot of that dependent. I'm not sure if Tyson's available. I've heard it's questionable.
Who?
Are you talking
Jordan,
about Jordan Tyson? I
Jordan
think
Tyson's gonna play, bro.
I'm pretty sure he was out for the season. They announced that earlier.
No, he's not out for the season.
You sure?
No, I'm not sure, honestly.
I'm pretty sure they said he was out for the season, and like,
either way though, you got guys like Guillory and Metameyer that are going to step up. Scatabo is going to get his carries. It's going to be interesting to see how Texas matches up because and another thing Arizona State's going to have to watch for is Texas does have two running backs that they like to rotate between Blue and Wisner.
Oh
So,
yeah, he has ruled out for the season. Damn.
yeah,
that's rough, but
that was our best wide receiver that's been breaking out this season too. But honestly, I mean, it's gonna be a game between the legs of Sam and Cam. Honestly, they're gonna have
honestly,
to mix it up.
I feel like it's going to come down to it's weird because a lot of this, we both teams have very good rushing attacks. It's going to come down to which quarterback can make the big throw at the end of the game. That's what I feel like it's going to come down to. I feel like Arizona, as much as I thought Arizona State would match up better against Clemson, I think everybody's selling Arizona State short. They still have a lot of talent. They have all Big 12 performers on defense too. And as you alluded to, Dylan, that over under is definitely hella disrespectful for what they've been able to do
I
this
mean,
year.
the spread.
Or spread, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah, that's sad, dude. Uh,
Do you guys got a prediction on the score?
no, I don't.
my heart says like 34 to like I don't know, 32 or some shit. Like very close and weird ass score.
I feel like it's going to be lower scoring than people think. I think Evers is honestly a little overhyped. Like, obviously, he's still a great quarterback, nothing to take away from, but I think Arizona State's defense is going to be ready for him. And ASU pulls the upset 27-20. 21.
I can't think like the last ASU game that went under. Seems like.
Yeah, man. Sheesh.
Hopefully, Scat can just feast like he has all year.
Yeah, and Medemeyer and all them boys, everybody got to step up.
They're definitely representing the state, so hopefully they can.
They're gonna realize that this ain't Clemson, and Scat's gonna go crazy. Gonna go Christian McCaffrey on them.
Oh yeah, percent. Like people. I tell people this all the time, and I've alluded to this in some of the YouTube shows that I interact with, but I've mentioned Scatterbo is probably the best back and they do play a heavy, obviously, schedule, but I think, in my opinion, Scat's still the best back they've seen all year.
For sure.
Especially out what he can do, running the ball and catching the ball out of the backfield.
Shit.
Yeah, hopefully they can get it done, man. It's great to see ASU making big moves and making its imprint in the Big 12 right away. Nobody expected that, and now they have a chance to like kind of reshape how everybody looks at ASU in general. So that's pretty cool.
Trust me, it's definitely weird
It's
for me.
It's still a success, win or lose. So
exactly. All right, man. We
should we
did
go
a
to
lot of
Pick'ems
college
though?
football. Yeah, let's get into the
End
NFL.
with Pick'ems.
Yeah, I was gonna say our Q&A's only got a couple this week, so we can run them off at the end.
Let's
I
just
probably
bust
wouldn't
the
have time.
Q&A.
I probably wouldn't have time after the Pick'ems for the Q&As since we didn't have much interaction, anyways.
All right, well, let's get it popping with the schedule real quick, and then we'll see what we have.
And while Damien's looking up the schedule, so basically what us three are gonna do, teamwork it more than likely. We're just gonna tally up like the records that we left off of since we last kept track, and then we're just gonna announce it after like the final week of season. Basically, it's gonna be a surprise because we don't even know who's in first place right now. It's been me most of the season, so it might not. So could be a surprise to people. So, and the winner gets a free copy of the next Madden college football game or a free jersey of their choice. So, and the two losers pitch in. So,
is that the deal? Is that what we decided?
That's been the deal, bro.
I thought it was a free terrible towel or a mug of your. No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Let's get it popping. We technically missed more games, huh?
No, we sent our picks through a chat while we were off last week.
Did that cover the games of Christmas and stuff?
Not those, but I was gonna say we
didn't do Christmas. Goodness gracious!
Jesus Christ, these pick'ems are gonna be so mutilated.
It's okay. We don't even know who's winning right now, so I guess it doesn't matter. I guess
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we don't even know.
All right, so the first game is Saturday, which is tomorrow. Wow, it's tomorrow at 11 a.m. It's the Chargers versus the Patriots, and we're at Patriots. I'm gonna go with the Chargers. What about you, Dylan?
I'll go with Chargers.
I was going to say, last week I was actually surprised that New England gave Buffalo more than a game that I figured. Obviously, it's not going to change what I'm going to say, overall, but it could be a closer game than most think. But I have no problem in New England taking the Chargers.
All right. The next one's also tomorrow, 2:30. It's the Broncos going into the Bengals' house. I'm going to go with the Bengals. They really need to win because they're still mathematically alive. And I think Burrow's not going to stop until he's eliminated. So I'm going to go with that. What about you, Frank?
Honestly, it's going to be an interesting game because the Denver Broncos have a very underrated defense. I think they're undersold on how good they've been all year. But also, their offense is hit or miss. You never know what it's going to look like. Bo Nix could either go off for 300 yards or throw 50 yards. Not sure what the offense is going to do. So I'm definitely unsure about that one. Oh, at the end of the day, though, I think Joe Burrow, the way he's been playing at an MVP level all year, I think the Bengals pull the upset. Which, in terms of overall, wouldn't be too much of an upset, but in terms of record this year, yeah.
I'm gonna take a gamble with the Broncos scoring 30+ points recently, despite, I mean, they've been scoring a lot of points lately against that Bengals defense. I'll be bold and take Broncos on this one.
I love that. I was thinking about doing that, but I'm trying to win, brother.
I
Next
don't even
game,
know what it is at this point. I don't even know if I'm chancing it.
Saturday night game. Arizona Cardinals go to SoFi to play the Rams.
This is hard.
This is tough. I'm riding or dying with Kyler Murray. I can't sit here and say how he's going to do this and how he's going to do that and not backing. James Conner is banged up. That's my only real concern. But Trey Benson will probably be available this week as well. So they haven't made that announcement yet, but he's been practicing just as much as James Conner, and they both are fully practicing. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals. Dylan, what about you?
I'll go Rams.
Smart. Rams is probably the smart play.
Honestly, I mean, it looks easy to take the Rams on paper, especially the way they've been playing lately. Stafford's on a roll. He's got Kupp and Nakua playing at super high level. Tyron Williams, one of the most underrated running backs in the league that doesn't get as much credit as he deserves. But 100%, I like the way the Cardinals played the Rams the first time. Obviously, it's not going to be the blowout, but I think the Cardinals put a dent in the Rams a little bit and win 24-21. Like, I can't give Kyler Murray props and bet against him entirely. So,
All right. So we got a Cardinals almost sweep, but Dylan got Dylan. Cowboys and Eagles in Philly.
I think that's an easy one right there.
Yeah, I'm going Cowboys all the way. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go with Philadelphia Eagles. It's not that easy though because we do have Kenny Pickett starting. Jalen Hurts does have a concussion. But they're in Philly. I'm gonna take the Eagles. Dylan?
I'm gonna go Philly.
Nice. Okay. Frankie?
who is Philadelphia playing again?
Dallas.
Dallas.
Yes, those. Funny. Normally this would be super easy, right? But since obviously Jalen Hurts is unavailable, I'm taking Cooper Rush and the Cowboys.
Nice. That's a sharp pick.
Nice.
That's a sharp pick.
Cooper Rush has just been playing at a high level since he's taken over back, and I think Kenny Pickett just did not look good to me last week, and I think Philly will struggle unless they just give the ball to Saquon the entire game.
All right. Well, the next game is Panthers Bucks in Tampa Bay. The Panthers have been getting too lucky lately and been winning too many games. They will come back down to earth, and Baker Mayfield will be the beneficiary. The Buccaneers, I think they still have mathematical relevancy to play for their division or something. So I'm going to go for a team that has something to play for in the Buccaneers. What about you, Frankie?
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure both Tampa and Atlanta are 8-7 right now for that division. But as much as I would love Carolina to win 2 in a row and make our loss a little less worse, I think Baker Mayfield's going to cook and the Bucs go to 9-7 and look to punch that playoff ticket.
I'll go Bucks. Panthers got lucky last week.
Watch out for Chuba Hubbard, though.
Yeah, Hubbard ain't no joke. Now this next game, I feel like sometimes the schedules are rigged. You get the Jets versus the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. What, Josh? Somebody
Bill.
wants Josh Allen to win the MVP. Because he's gonna go crazy in this game. I got Buffalo Bills, man. What about you, Dylan?
Bills. Freaking easy.
I was gonna say we're kind of running out of Aaron Rodgers questions. Is this the end of the line for him? I don't really care. The Jets are gonna get absolutely smashed.
That's so funny. This next game is horrible. It's the Giants and the Colts. This type of football I wouldn't wish upon any person. Um, I'm going to continue fading the Giants, and I'm going to go with the Colts. What about you, Frankie?
See, this should be an easy pick, but it's really not because the Colts. You look at them. There's so much talent on that team, but they cannot play consistently. But on the other end, it's the Giants. The only person on that team that I think would make another roster would be Neighbors at this point. So definitely not going with the Giants. Their suckage continues.
Coin toss. Give me Colts.
Right, seriously, coin toss. This next game is just as much of a coin toss. It's the Raiders versus the Saints in New Orleans.
The Derek Carr Bowl.
Yeah, man, pretty much. I'm gonna take the Raiders. The Saints have just been awful. Yeah, Frankie, what about you?
Free my boy. Come, we get him out of there into a team that's going somewhere. I
Yeah,
don't even know who are they putting the pretty boy in this week for the Saints. I guess it doesn't matter because, like you said, Dane, this is probably the only week I would ever be confident taking Antonio Pierce and the Raiders because Brock Bowers is probably going to have 150 yards.
Shoot. Give me Raiders.
We got a Raiders sweep. Let's go.
that's nuts. Next game is in Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, another toilet.
Another coin flip. These games are absolutely bad. All right. I'm going to go with the Jags. I just like them better. I like their logo better. So I'm going to go with them. What about you, Dylan?
Give me Jags.
So you got Mayo Jones or Mayo Jones, Cigar Jones or Mayo Levis. What are we?
Mason Rudolph.
Jacksonville has. I mean, outside of Trevor Lawrence being unavailable, they've been literally the most disappointing team in the entire year. I don't see that changing. I see Calvin Ridley going absolutely nuts. And for all I know, Mason Rudolph could be even starting for the Titans this week and still win.
Ayo.
Jesus Christ. Why is there a week 18?
Ayo, Dame.
What's up?
Let me send the rest of the picks in the chat.
All right.
Went a little over on my end. So
we are at 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 4 away.
4 away? All right, cool. I'll send them in the chat.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna do Dolphins Browns right now.
Leave off on that? All right, cool.
Cool.
All right, I'll send them in the chat and let the viewers know in the chat too.
All right, brother.
All right, hey, you have a good night, y'all. Good podcast.
Later, brother.
All right, later.
Feel better, man.
All right, thank you, bro.
Appreciate it.
All right, so we got the Dolphins and the Browns, Frankie. This is bad too. This is bad too. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. I don't know why. There's no kind of reasoning behind it. I just think the Dolphins got better skill players, so I'm gonna go with the Dolphins.
I mean, that makes sense. I feel, the Browns are going to Brown. The Dolphins, again, as I alluded to in the last pick 'em, they've been one of the more disappointing teams of the year. But I think they have enough talent, especially, at QB, receiver, and running back to at least get the job done.
Okay.
Especially Nick Chubb breaking his foot and being out again. So the Browns literally are Jerry Jeudy.
Well, they go crazy. Well, at least Jerry Jeudy does for them.
Dude, he's been balling. We should have picked him up.
Tyler loves Jerry Judy too. No, he loves CeeDee Lamb, not CeeDee Lamb. Not that. Packers and Vikings the next game.
Oh,
They're going to be in Minnesota. This is tough.
a good game, finally.
Right? Finally, a good game. You know, the cleanse our palate from those shit shows that we just listened to. Give me the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love. They're probably going to lose, but this is the place where I feel comfortable being bold, so I'm going to do that. I love being bold because fortune favors the bold. All right, now your turn.
Shoot. This is a tough one because, I mean, the Green Bay Packers, it's insane to think that they're third place in their division with what their record is and how good they've been.
No doubt.
But, and then, like, the NFC North is just absolutely insane. And here you have a premier matchup, the surprise of the league, Sam Darnold, and the Minnesota Vikings. And as much as I want to take the Packers in this matchup, I like what Darnold and the Vikings have been doing. They've kind of fallen a little bit defensively, but honestly, I think between Darnold and Aaron Jones and Justin Jefferson, there's just going to be too much for Green Bay to withstand, and Minnesota squeaks out a close one. But it's going to be a very good game.
I like that. The next game is the Falcons and the Commanders. Michael Penix Jr. Versus Jaden Daniel Jr. No, I'm just kidding. Michael Penix Jr. Yeah, they're gonna lose. I'm gonna go with the Commanders. Clippers gonna break the spell. It's not gonna end on a slump. It's gonna end on a win.
And
I don't
yeah,
take the Falcons.
just to pick up where you left off, like I loved the debut that Michael Penix had last week. He looked electric. He looked excited. Everybody, looked, solid for his first start. It was pretty good.
Very good.
I absolutely love the composure that Jaden Daniels has. 2 picks, doesn't matter, turnovers not going their way. He still stays calm, composed. They get the job done against Philadelphia. Give me the Commanders. I just feel like they have a more fine-tuned offense right now.
Give me the Commanders as well. Next one is Lions and 49ers.
Oh,
This is a Monday night game in the Bay. The Lions are going to torture the 49ers. They're just going to get destroyed. I don't think the 49ers are playing for anything. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
I was going to say, and it's wild to think because at the beginning of the year, like this was one of those games at the end of the year you wanted to circle because it had huge playoff implications. But
yeah.
Now it's basically just like, oh, Detroit's trying to secure that,
And it was a rematch from last year.
Yeah, trying to secure that first round bye rematch from last year. And then, of course, the 49ers of all teams are the ones that are playing for nothing at this point. So it's kind of different. I don't think the 49ers are going to, keel over. They're going to make it a game, but I think it's going to be 34-20. Detroit's just too powerful right now.
The 49ers just don't have enough on the flip side of that. They lost Ayuk. Debo's looking like a shell of himself. They don't got their running backs. They don't got, they got the third string running back starting.
Yeah, I was going to say, when your backup running back is on IR, that's
your
when
kicker's getting hurt. It's a wrap for them. But, it's a wrap for them. It's also a wrap for us. It's been an awesome episode. If you like what you're seeing, again, we urge you to go in the description, share, comment, follow. What else should they do, Frankie?
Well, we do have a fourth wall store. You can buy merch, you can buy t-shirts, stickers, cups, etc. Would love your support, and if nothing else, just comment, like our videos, follow our stuff, and definitely looking forward to having more Q&A inputs for next week episode. Just didn't have enough this week, unfortunately, and with Dylan leaving, kind of, wanted to put that on the back burner a bit till next week, but
we'll bolster it. We'll add to the Q&A that we had this week.
Yeah.
with next week's Q&A.
But we definitely appreciate everybody. This has been a fun ride. We're inching closer to 50 every day, and we would love for you to join the ride.
Till next time.